Okay, so I'm getting ready to have this conversation with you because um depression, contentness. You like, dang, depression and contentness. Yeah, you living in a depression, no recession, right? And contentness. Like how does one do that? Um when it was all good just a week ago, you know. You virtually speaking, you know. Um the American capitalist dream, okay? Or mode of operation forces a spirit of like discontentness on the whole land. So as technology gets better, our patience has gotten worse, right? If I gave you a 3G phone right now, you'd be bugging. You would tell me, hey, this thing got a virus. I can give you a brand new iPhone 15 or 16. And soon as I do it, and that thing moving, and I put it in three, and if I ran a 3G network on, I know it doesn't exist. You would hand it back to me and say, something's wrong with this, brother Al. And you be like, yo, it must got a virus. You sold me a bad phone, whatever. So most of the world, I would like to say, as a generality, um, you know, um, has this idea of what their idea of patience is. But we have patience for what we want, and then some patience for what we don't. Let me explain what I mean by that. Um, Patience says, no matter how long it takes for them to get to you in the emergency room, you're not gonna leave and go to another hospital. If you truly have an emergency and you can't move, you don't get impatient with yourself and say, you know what, I'm going somewhere else. If you do, great chances is that you wasn't that bad off. But the average person will wait to be seen no matter how long it takes. They say, I need my turn, right? Why can't you have hospital emergency room waiting patients for your current circumstance? You already at the next hospital, and the line long there too. It is only when you get to the next place that you realize, man, I should have waited. I ain't wait. I ain't got no patience. So what happened was you weren't content in waiting for your healing. You got up and went to the next hospital as if it was good, not knowing if it was going to be any better. As if you got the plug to say, yeah, no. My cousin were in commercial. They about to boost me through. They got to. I'm doing my registration over the phone. None of that is applicable to you, but yet you at the next hospital. So we usually don't do that. We have the patience to be saying, hey, something's wrong with my body. I need to be seen by a physician. And I'm going to wait. And everybody else in the emergency room got the same attitude as you, right? Contentness says, I'm going to the vending machine in the emergency room to get a Pepsi. But if a Mountain Dew pops out, I'm okay with that too. Because contentness says, I was going to get a drink. I was just getting something to drink. But when you don't get what you want out of the emergency room vending machine and it gives you something different, you say, I ain't asked for that, but I'll take it. But when God, the same thing manifests in your life, walking with God, you find yourself in a test where you talking about, though, surely this is from the devil, and and oh yeah, this is this and the third, and you got all these churchy things to say concerning your circumstance. But in the emergency room, vending room, if you handed something else while you were waiting for something else, you 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 look at that and be like, "Dad, they bogus," and you move on, or you spend more money to get what you thought you want. And then if it spits out something wrong the second time, then you get content. You like, well, I tried. How, right? But in most cases, if it vends the wrong thing, you like, oh, that thing crazy. Most people ain't gonna spend their money a second time and press the same button, thinking it's gonna give out what it needs to give out. We look at it and say, "Dang," and you sit yourself back down and you wait to be seen by the physician. Sit your butt down. Think, but, and now you nursing whatever you nursing, your mouth parched, then you dry. You in there 2 hours waiting to be seen, and they just called your name to check your weight and your vitals, and they're gonna make you sit right back down. Contentness says that I have to be okay with the Mountain Dew, even though I went for a Pepsi if you drink pop. So at what point in time do we apply that same contentness to our walk with Christ? It's not always a demonic attack. It's not always this. It's not always that. But at some point in time, you have to be content. Because without contentness, you can hop from the fire, right, into the frying pan. So, Lord, here we go. I asked for a new house. I asked for a new house, right? And I have patience to wait for it. But I'm not content with the neighborhood. This house is in my price range. I have patience to wait for a house. But in my price range, I don't like my options. And due to my discontentness, I really can't fully enjoy him answering my prayer. Because I'm discontent. You say, hey, I want a house. And this is the door open for this house, but you just don't like the neighborhood. Or you, not that you need to get yourself in a house door, start building some equity, and you said this God would not have this for me. Now you know what God wants for you. Even though all you know is what you want. So therefore, you don't have emergency room contentness in that situation. Philippians 4:11, isolating the text here, keep that in mind. Not that 4:11 says, not that I speak in respect of one. All right? I'm not speaking this because I just want something. It says, for I have learned in whatsoever state I am in, therefore, I think it says, therewith to be content. Whatsoever state I am in. The key word is learned to be content. See, if you left that hospital and went to another hospital and you had to wait twice as long, at that point that taught you some patience. You bought that patience and you learned to be content with the hospitals closest to you, even though it seems like it's always more crowded than the other place. So, but you don't understand. It's a Thursday night. It's crazy over the other place too, every Thursday. But you don't know that. So being content is a learned behavior. When you lose what you thought you had, it makes you content when you get back there. But that is a learned behavior. So how do you teach a child to be content? Like off the strength, like this child is just not content. I say one thing, that's what the child wants. But if you teach a child to be content, they complain about the candy. If you take half of it away and be grateful, right? Every time you take half of something away from somebody who complains, eventually that person who complains gets tired of you taking. So this is one of the few ways we can teach. But how does God teach you in this moment right now? How is God trying to teach you? Okay. I don't like the way God is teaching me to live content. But the key word, therefore, whatever state I am in, I have learned. You have to learn at some point in time. And now that I think about it, I want you to look back over your life to see how God has taught you to be content in one area, but yet you may still be discontent in another. That's my time with y'all, brother. I'll let y'all service. Hey, don't forget, please support the music. I need I need you, you need me. And I'm just a small part of the body, but it don't work without you. All right.